Greetings folks, the man here, and welcome back to the tutorial series on Alex's Caves. Today we're taking a look at the third biome, which is the toxic caves. So yeah, put on your hazmat suits and get some sunscreen, cause we're getting radioactive, baby. I actually do wonder if sunscreen would protect you against high levels of radiation. The book says the biome was created by the hubris of scientists, which means some guy went down there many years ago and things got a little bit explodey. The stone variant for this biome is radrock. This dark stuff can be found all over the place, and if you mine it, you may find some uranium ore which will be useful later. All across the toxic caves there are giant lakes of acid. And it is acid, so don't step into it. It will corrode your armor, it will corrode you, and it makes scrap metal rust if it floats over it. There's a bunch of geothermal vents down there which are constantly bubbling out a bunch of different gases. And there are sulfur stacks which grow if there is an acidic piece of radrock dripping onto them. Okay, let's talk about uranium. Uranium, which is found all over this biome, can be turned into nuggets, it can be turned into blocks like any other ore, and you can also turn it into uranium rods, which are a new source of light. Also, sulfur dust that you get from the sulfur clusters we talked about can be turned into food, which I don't know how healthy that is, but you can do that. And apparently it heals you even when you are irradiated. The gas coming out of those vents is radon, and you can bottle this stuff up and turn it into radon lamps, which can be crafted into any color. Cinder bricks can be made out of concrete blocks. You will also find these all over a bunch of different remains, which are a structure in the toxic caves of like the old labs that the scientists used to use before things went kaboomy. Cinder bricks can also be thrown to break blocks. Okay then, let's get into the mobs. First of all, we have the nuclear. This thing, I may or may not end up calling this thing the nuclear creeper now and then because it just has a very odd name to pronounce. This guy is basically a super creeper. Okay, it was modified by the scientists and they turned it into this crazy atomic powered monster. It takes way longer to explode compared to a normal creeper, but it looks 10 times as dramatic. The core of the creeper, its face basically, starts closing up like a Pokeball, and sirens sound and lights come out, and you gotta take this thing out before it closes, because if it closes there's gonna be a small nuclear explosion, and small is a relative word when talking about nuclear explosions. So yeah, this thing will drop gunpowder once you take it out, and sometimes it will drop a fissile core which will be used for fun activities in the future. The Radgill are fish swimming through the acid. They are horrendously mutated, and you will spot them now and then jumping out of the acid. These guys, you can bucket them up, you can take them home, you can put them in the water, they can survive in the water, so you can have just like a really crazy looking fish tank with these guys. You can also hunt them, cook them, and eat them, which again, the health consequences of that are unknown to me, but yeah, that is something you can do. The Brainiac is proof of my theory that they were doing just more than nuclear experiments down there, but this monstrosity is like a Frankenstein creature made out of a bunch of other zombies and undead mobs. These guys have a nasty long xenomorph tongue which they will shoot out at you to bite you, and they also carry around drums of acid which they can either drink to heal or they can spray acid at you to use as a long range attack. If you get close to them, you're gonna get punched, and if you are able to slay them, you will get Soylent Green, which is a new food source that can be used to heal when irradiated. Also, they drop charred remnants, which are mysterious radioactive items. They'll be useful later. Moving on to the nastiest creature, we have a bit of a reference to Alex's mobs. We have the gamma roaches, which are giant mutated cockroaches. Now these guys are just nasty in every way possible. They attack anything that has been irradiated, which is the main effect that this biome gives you if you go touching things you're not supposed to be touching. And they are not that strong. They cannot fight themselves. So what they do is they go and like snatch a monster that is stronger and then bring them towards you to get them to beat you up. That is bad. Also, once you are able to take this guy out, he'll drop paste. Toxic paste. That's what their drop is called. And the book goes into detail telling us that toxic paste is the cockroach's insides. Oh god, that's so nasty. Oh god, the cockroach gets mutated. It turns into the gamma roach. Imagine what would happen if the centipede got mutated. I don't want to think about this. Now that we have the nasty bug out of the way, let's talk about the most lovable creature from this biome, which is the ray cat. The ray cat is a little skeletal cat that you can tame. And these guys are super duper useful. First of all, just like normal cats do to normal creepers, the ray cat can keep new creepers away so that you don't have to deal with, small nuclear explosions. And they can also, like, take your radioactivity. They can get that stuff out of you. So that's good. They're like soap. They're like nuclear soap. Also, they are tamed and bred with radgills, the nasty fish that we saw. Time for the utilities. Okay, on screen right now, you can see me crafting polymer plates. Now, polymer plates are kind of important because you can use them to craft the armor set for this biome, which is obviously the hazmat suit. The hazmat suit lowers the damage of being irradiated and also acid. Polymer plates, along with a fissile core and a redstone block, will also give you a remote detonator. This is something used in probably the most iconic feature of this biome. It's used to detonate explosives from long distances. Another thing you can craft with polymer plating and a fissile core is the ray gun. It uses uranium rods both in its crafting recipe and as ammunition, and this thing is pretty cool. It will give a radiation effect to whatever you shoot it with, and it will also deal damage 4 times as fast as a normal weapon. So yeah, if you can get a bunch of uranium rods, this is a very handy weapon to have. The charred remnant, which is the drop of the Brainiac guy, can be used to make nuclear sirens, which do the whole thing when a nuclear explosion is about to happen in an area. Charred remnants can also be used to craft nuclear furnace components. If you get 8 of these blocks and place them in a cube, they will transform into the nuclear furnace. The nuclear furnace is basically a super furnace. It can smelt everything a blast furnace can, but 5 times the speed. So yeah, this thing just goes through your ores like hell. Also, this thing produces toxic waste, so you better get some drums in order to get that stuff out of there and get rid of it. Because if you don't, small nuclear explosion. Again, also take care that those drums are stored properly, otherwise, small nuclear explosion. Okay, you see this crafting recipe on the screen? See it? Take a good look at it. Look at the fissile cores. Look at the uranium rods. Look at everything, okay? Take it all in. This is how you craft a nuclear bomb in order to cause just a regular old nuclear explosion. So yeah, this, you know what? Enjoy this montage. Hope you enjoyed that. On that note, guys, I hope you've liked. Actually, no. This is a little section of the video where I just talk to my audience. So yeah, I'm sorry these videos are taking so long. I have real life stuff going on, and these take way longer to make than my usual just goofing around videos. So yeah, I will try to get the other two out as fast as possible, and then we can just goof off and have some more fun again. We can just do regular videos, we can do tutorials, and it's just fun. Okay, the channel's popping off. I'm enjoying, I'm having fun. I hope you are too. So yeah, on that note, guys, I hope you've liked, I hope you've commented, and I hope you have subscribed. And for now, a goodbye. So I will try to stream the Alex's Cave survival series soon. I will try to do it as soon as I can.